All right, we're live. Okay, I'm just jumping straight in today because we got a bit of a late start. And first things first, we've got a bit of what's it? Fixing to do. Now, first thing, I'm just going to cover the metal that I got sticking out. Some of it's still poking through. I'm going to fix that. The only bit that I've painted is the shoulder pad. And the reason for that was I wanted to practice putting on transfers because I've never actually done transfers before. So it was kind of fun to have a go and do that. So I've got my first transfer on. It's not perfect, and I kind of chipped some of the paint off by accident or pulled some of it off, so I have to redo a little bit of that shoulder pad there. So we're going to kind of go ahead and fix up this guy a little bit. And then we'll carry on with his painting. There we go. There we go. I want to be careful not to ruin that brush. All right. So I'm going to try and reblend this shoulder pad. What I did was I had it going from dark to light. This one's probably showing it off a little bit better, where I got the blend for that Dark Angels green. So I'm going to try and get this one back to where it was before I screwed it up. Just going to switch my brush. I'll let that dry and we'll kind of fiddle that later as we go along. But yeah. Now, for this, so I got my iPad open with some reference materials to help me with the painting. He's very handy to have. So let's try and get this blue armor done. So and then so it's so to do the blue, to kind of get it a little bit more spicy, I'm doing a turquoise mixed in as well. So for the moment though, we're just gonna put the base coat down. I really like these old sculpts, they're very characterful. Okay. Oh, hello there, Zomcob. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to be very quiet. I'm just kind of focusing on painting today. My daughter took forever to get to sleep, and actually I don't think she's even asleep at the moment. My wife has kind of joined her in the bed, so it's kind of freed me up to actually get on and do some painting, which I'm desperately behind on. Right now I'm trying to paint up as many of my old GW stuff so I can sell it, and hopefully from the money that I get from that, I can then, I'm thinking about getting a 3D printer. But it's kind of fun just to paint up all these old miniatures that I never actually got round to painting as a kid. And that still have some pretty cool sculpts. Very well done. Good for you. I've put together... What have I actually done since the new year? Did I actually do this before the new year? I can't remember. I think I probably did it just before the new year. I popped up this guy, and he's now up for sale. I'm trying to sell him off. There seems to be someone interested, but they're kind of umming and ahhing over it at the moment. But if I sell it, I'll be happy. I'm trying to sell it at a price that's kind of worth the effort that I'm putting in, at least some of that effort that I put in. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that people are actually taking interest in buying actually my painted stuff for more than it was as a set kit kind of thing, unpainted as it were. So what models did you get painted up doing? So I'm in Japan, so I'm asking at the moment I'm asking 8,000 yen for it. I think when I bought it, it was probably about 3,000 yen. So it's equivalent of about, I guess, roughly $80 US is what I'm asking for it. I managed to sell a unit of blood letters for 12,000 yen, which I was quite surprised sold for that. In terms of like how much time I put into the painting, I'm not really getting the best price. But to be honest, I'm not doing it as a commission. I'm doing it in my own time with the model that I want, in the paint scheme that I want. So of course I can't sell it for as much as I would for a commission. But it's still nice to know that, you know, I can still score a little profit off of the models, and it gives me good practice. Right, okay, we've got that blue down on Ezekiel. We've got Asmodai. Asmodai is mostly going to be black because he's an interrogator. And then but they're both gonna have I'm gonna go with the brown. Oh, I'm gonna go with this brown, the burnt umber. There we go. Right, so I'm gonna go because they're gonna have a kind of cream colored. And we're gonna get this a nice creamy white. Oh, nice. Oh, those are a nice selection of models. I love Skaven, and getting the vampire stuff is cool, and so are the orcs. So that's a nice selection of models to get you started on the year. Lovely choice. I've really been thinking about getting, like, one of the things I've been doing is to try and kind of flip a box set of a game of something, but where I paint up everything and then sell it with painted models. I'm really tempted to get something with orcs in because I really want to paint some orcs, but I don't necessarily need any orcs. So it's kind of a nice way to paint them and then sell them off and hopefully get a small profit on it. Say small profit. It's really not worth it for my time, but it's worth it for my for the effort and learning to paint and painting something fun, and then kind of funding my hobby. That's kind of basically what it is. It makes me not feel guilty about buying the other models that I want. If I can make a small profit on the models that I paint and sell, then that pays for the models that I want to keep, or for something within the hobby that I want to get, whether it's supplies or the possibility of a 3D printer. So I'm going to sell these Dark Angels models as well. I'm going to be selling. So I'm going to paint up these two, and I've also got Azrael as well. So I'm going to sell them as a set. I don't know if there's much of a market for these older out of print ones here in Japan, which is one of the things I'm concerned about. If it does not sell, then I may put it onto Yahoo auctions, because eBay here is basically not really well known, and just doing regular eBay, I would have to charge like $30 to send to another country. I know, like, oh, I never trust anything. All of the ones that say pro painted look awful. I'm kind of looking at it here in Japan as like, oh, this is like a small little market where no one's really filling it at the moment. There's a few people that are selling some painted models, but generally not great models, not very well painted. So I've kind of got I can maybe eke a bit of a niche there where I do feel like I am better than most. And I can start up a store that way. I may be able to drum up some interest in actually doing some commission work, because that's another thing. It's like finding people to do commissions is, I'm not sure where to start that. So this is kind of a good way of just putting it up on the flea market websites and seeing who buys it, and then maybe I can add some information of like his contact details for commissions. I'm thinking about putting it together like a Google form that people can fill out, and then it just sends me the information of like what they've requested, and I can quote them a price and things, or make contact if they're interested, and then sort out an actual commission perhaps. But I don't know. For the time being, I did make a Fiverr just to have one, because there's no one in Japan with a Fiverr account selling kind of doing painting of models. So I thought, well, if someone's looking and they really want it, then I'm there. But I feel like I would do a lot better in another country, possibly. So it's kind of like a location problem, because I would use eBay to send overseas, but yeah, as I say, it takes like $30, and $30 is just gonna destroy any kind of price that I would have sold it at. The temptation is just to put it on auction and see where it goes from there, but bearing in mind the adding an extra $30 to the price for shipping, it's going to put people off. Doesn't matter what quality you've painted it at. And I know I'm going to be losing that much. But I thought I might try the Yahoo auctions just to see if that works out. It might make for a good video of like, selling painted models in Japan, and what kind of marketplaces you have as a choice and how they work and things. Might be kind of interesting. Hey, that might be interesting, yeah, because that's the thing. D&D might be the way to go, because there are quite a lot of D&D players here. I don't know how many actually play with minis or not, but that would be one way of doing it. I know there's a lot of board game people for the foreign market, as it were. The we've mostly in the board games section, and there's quite a few people who get Kickstarters and stuff with lots of miniatures. But whether they actually want them painted or not is another thing. Right. And I love it a bit, but she tires me out. We did do. She's been playing. We've been playing a lot of Pokemon, the card game, trading card game. We kind of got the family set, which has kind of like a basic 3 decks, which are kind of easy to use, nothing too fancy or anything like that. But they're kind of fun. It's good for getting used to how the game works, and so we've been playing that together every so often. Today we actually decided to try recording it. So we're going to have a go at making kind of like a quick video of our battle. I don't know if I'm going to actually upload that to YouTube or not, but just for fun, we kind of recorded it and things. We had like 3 cameras set up, and it was a giggle. It'll be fun to like just edit. I may stick it on my Patreon or something like that, just to see how they might feel about it. We'll see. This guy loves his skulls. Oh, hello there, Squad of Five. Sorry, I missed your chats there. Happy New Year. Yeah, it's been a nice holiday season. It's coming close to an end now. I'll be going back to work soon, but it's been fun. Spending a lot of time with my daughter these days because she's off and my wife is generally working every day, so we're just messing around. I started. I was a bit worried about my fitness and health because I don't really exercise very much, so I started running, going for like 30-minute jogs. Um, and I'm using an app for that to help me, called the Zombies Run, where it kind of like you go running and it plays a story for you as you run, as you listen to music, and then it will just cut in with the story every so often that you're actually a part of. And then every so often you'll have like a horde of zombies chasing you, and you have to run a little faster. It's kind of fun. I need a drink. All right. Right. Where am I going next with this guy? Let's get the face done. So, let's get some Bugman's Glow. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's you as you run as well. Like you collect things as you go, and later on you can use them all to I forgot what I was saying there. Yeah, you kind of collect things as you run as well, and you can use that stuff to I think to like upgrade your base. So there's a whole other game inside of the running experience. It makes running really fun. I just put some heavy metal exercise music on and just run to that, and then um, and then yeah, it's just a fun way of running. The other one has no skin showing, so that's going to be easy enough. Garmin app. I don't know that one. I literally just did this one because I was I've been watching. I because I don't really play video games anymore. I do watch a bit on YouTube, and as much as I hate to admit it, I do watch a little bit of Markiplier, and he was talking about it. I was like, oh right, I might try that, and yeah, it's really fun. Keeps your motivation to keep running as well, even when you're tired. Yeah. Not liking how this one's turning out. I'm going to go back to using my... Where is it? Not frozen flesh. Ah, purple shadow. This worked better than the purple that I was trying to use just now. This one's a little bit darker, a little bit deeper. I think it works better for pulling down the shadowed areas. And it's a bit more skin toned. These guys, I might not be doing eBay because It's going to cost like $30 just to send it anywhere abroad. And no one in Japan uses eBay. However, there is Yahoo Auctions, and that one's the one that people use. So I might pop it onto Yahoo Auctions and try that out. This guy might be selling soon. I've got him on the Mercury site. And so he may sell for 8,000 yen, I'm hoping, which is about 80 US dollars, I guess. That would be nice to sell him for that. I'm pretty proud of how he turned out. It was fun to paint him. Yeah, I'm going to try and do these 3 guys as a set first and see if I can sell them on Mercury at a set price. These ones might be able to sell for that. My Necromunda stuff is just not selling at all. There's not really much interested in it. So they might be the one. They're probably going to be the ones that I'm going to try on Yahoo Auctions. I'm going to put them all 3 on at the same time for next to nothing, and then see which one sells for the most, and then hope I get at least a bit of money for them. I'm going to redo the eye. Ooh. Where's a brush I can... I don't like any of these brushes. I really want my new brushes to come. I've got a Kickstarter of brushes to arrive, and they're just not been sent yet. I'm just really wanting them so that I can have a whole load of new sable brushes. No, that's not good. Eyes take me forever. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that eye. I'll stick with that for now. Okay, I think the face is starting to look okay. Right, still got to fix a lot of the shoulder pad here. Okay. Roop. Right. It's... Oh god, I'm in that zone of like unsure of where to go. I think I'm gonna go with the with the armor. I do like the turquoise. It's gonna be fun. Just that, and I'm pretty pleased with how that looks. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. Sorry, I was so like focused on the model for a moment there. Yeah. I'm getting the what's it? The wolf hair bristle brushes and sable brushes, and for it's actually an Australian one, and I think for about 130 Australian dollars, I'm ending up with about 40 brushes. About half of those are going to be sable and half of them are wolf hair. So for that many brushes, I'm pretty happy with that price, because I would pay almost that price for getting like just a set of sable brushes. So I'm hoping that the quality is good and they're fun to paint with. If anything, I'm going to have a lot of brushes to keep me going. So even if they're not the best, having that many brushes will be nice, because I'm basically been painting with 4 brushes for over a year. And it's about time I need a new brush. Yeah, I felt like it seemed like a pretty cool Kickstarter. They did so well that they just added loads and loads of bonus brushes, which is like I think the best pledge goal that you can have, really. He's just like, here, have another brush. Here, have another brush. I ended up with like a lot of extra brushes. Right, I need a little bit of ice yellow. This one's a really, sorry, yeah, I'm not talking at all today. I'm just kind of enjoying painting. This one's a really fun one to paint. Always doing this kind of blue, where it's like a little bit more fluorescent. It's kind of cool. I think that they've already finished the campaign. The campaign was a while ago. I'm waiting for the delivery right now. I say waiting for the delivery. I haven't sent it out quite yet, but it will be coming soon. But I do think they have a site as well where you can actually buy their brushes. I'm sure they're not too expensive as well. But I'm going to use them. I'm also going to review them a bit. So I'm probably going to, what I'm going to might do is take like 3 models, and I'm going to paint up those 3 models in the same color scheme, first with my old regular brushes that I've been using, then another with the sable brushes, and then another with the wolf hair brushes to kind of compare, see what the experiences are like, how I felt about each of them. So hopefully they'll be coming by the end of January. They should arrive. Okay, where are we at right now? Right, let's try and do the robes next and try and figure out how to do the robes. I'm going to want, I think, my heavy brown next. That's what the next shade up will be. Yeah, the big tubes. It closed quite a while ago because they're closing all the orders and things. But it's let me have a look. This is the painting pack of Kolinsky sable and wolf bristle brushes. They may well be, but yeah, they come in like, one's a blue pack for the wolf bristle brushes, and one's like an orange red for the Sables Kolinsky selection. And it's kind of got like a wolf character in armor and things. It's kind of a cool looking pack. They get some SDLs in there as well, and some D&D campaigns. Not really needing any of that stuff, but it's there. If I do get a printer, I can use that as a test print. Hello there, Glasky. Yeah, I'm good, thank you very much. I'm just quietly kind of painting away um, on this very, very old model of Ezekiel from the Dark Angels chapter of Space Marines, if you weren't already aware of that. Um, but yeah, doing okay. Just had a busy day with my daughter and now catching up on some much needed painting that has been waiting for me. I've also got some video editing to get on with as well, possibly. I'll have to see if I get any actual video editing done. That's a whole nother ball game. Oh yeah, to be honest, I don't actually play. I haven't played Warhammer for a very long time, and these models are my old ones from my collection, and I'm painting them up, one to kind of practice painting and to just sell and get a bit of money to spend on other areas of the hobby that I am kind of wanting to keep. But it's kind of a nice change of pace for me to be painting some Warhammer. I haven't painted it in such a long time, but it's kind of fun to do. We're kind of going with a very high contrast scheme on this one as well. Are you collecting an army? If so, what army are you collecting or starting with? Thank you for the follow, Terea One Gordon. Thank you. I'm also doing this guy as well. This is another Dark Angel. This one is Asmodai, another special character. I'll also be doing Azrael eventually, but he's waiting in pieces at the moment after I stripped him. Yeah, that's fair. Where are you? Where are you based? Because usually Warhammer has somebody around playing it somewhere. Of all the games that you can get into with miniature gaming. I'm kind of more into the painting side of things now than playing. I used to be more into the playing side, and I was a terrible painter. Now I've kind of switched gears, more about the painting. But a game I do enjoy playing, or try to get around to playing sometimes, is Infinity. 2000. Oh, in North Dakota. Okay, right. Yeah. That's going to be a small town. You're going to have to travel a long way to perhaps find people to play, I guess. Yeah. That's tough. I'm in Japan, and I think there is a community for it here in Osaka. But I don't really play it. I like playing Infinity if I get a chance to. So I usually play online more than anything. There's quite a good online community for playing Infinity over Tabletop Simulator. And it's kind of fully supported by the miniature company. Unlike Games Workshop would not be very cool with it. I've even put my models into the game. I've created the 3-dimensional models and put them into the game. So using like the photography around the model and popping it up there. Jesus Christ, even your convenient places of convenience aren't very convenient. Yeah, that does sound pretty remote. So I imagine you have to buy your models online. There isn't going to be any stores. What model are you painting at the moment? Cool. Nice little selection. Orcs should be fun to paint. They're always a giggle. I want to paint some orcs. I'm not. I don't mind if I was painting fantasy or space orcs, but I think it'd be kind of fun to paint some orcs. The closest I've had to orcs is when I was collecting Malifaux. I was doing gremlins. They were kind of fun. Ah, that sucks. That does suck. Yeah, I mean it's pretty cold here, but it's not. The temperature doesn't get too cold to be able to do anything. I don't use spray cans as well, so all my priming is done either with an airbrush or just with a brush. But these models I plan on just selling once I finish painting them. I've got really no use for them other than nostalgia, and I'll feel much happier with them if I've had a go at making a bang up job of painting them and taking the photos, possibly, and then that's kind of good enough. I hope the weather improves for you so you can actually start painting again. Is there any particular that you're keen to paint? I personally use Celsius. One, because Japan uses Celsius, and also I'm from England and we use Celsius there. So I have no head for Fahrenheit. But I imagine you're probably well below freezing in North Dakota. If I have any kind of understanding of what some of the states are like. I only go by all my kind of American friends and information from them and a general geography understanding of America. All right, cool. So, what degrees Celsius is it right now for you? And then you can also let me know what that is in Fahrenheit, because I'll have no idea. -9, yeah. It feels like -17, lovely. Jesus Christ. I imagine that's kind of, I've seen like videos of stuff like, it's like when you like have some water and you just throw it in the air and it just instantly turns into ice. I can't imagine what that's like. So yeah, I can understand that makes painting very difficult. Thank you. Sorry, you've caught me on a day where I'm not very chatty. But yeah. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, I do actually YouTube videos, a mixture of painting and um, kind of game related stuff. I don't really actually do anything for Warhammer. I'm mostly focused on Infinity, Corvus Belli's games, and that's kind of most of my focus of my YouTube stuff. But I do the Twitch mostly less about doing it as a kind of a social. It's a kind of a social thing for me because I get to just kind of chat with kind of cool folks who just come along to see the stream, and that's kind of really nice. Makes my streams feel good, but mostly it's just to get me painting, because otherwise I'll fall into habits of like, oh, not today, not today, not today. But if I have a stream, then I know I'm like, okay, that's a day I have to paint. So twice a week, I try to make sure that I always stream and do some painting. And it's kind of nice to do so. I don't know if you use a wet palette. Wet palettes help a lot. My most recent video that I did on YouTube was good. Yeah, wet palettes are fantastic. I just love using them. I always worry about like thinning the paints, what kind of amount you need to thin them correctly to get the right amount and things like that. And it's very dependent on the paint I'm using, I find. And it's not actually as... You kind of imagine that the people who are painting really well have just got like this perfect like understanding of how the paint works and things. And I think it's less about that and more about just knowing how to blend on the model so things don't have to look smooth at first. Yeah, you like, so this is the thing, it's mix. I find that kind of layering and then glazing is what helps with smoothness. You do want it thin, and you can do kind of multiple layers. Like this is a little thin. It's not too thin actually. It's pretty thick on there, and you can see all the brush lines and things like that. But then, okay. As you then kind of add more, so I've kind of like, you got the grays. To be honest, it's not a great blend, but I've kind of started blending in some of the layers. Black armor's a difficult one to paint. So here, like, it's very difficult to see, but I've got a gray here, and it's getting progressively darker as it goes down. And that's just like doing increments, and I'll often have like the highlight and the what's it? I have the highlight color, and I keep my base color fairly dark, and I then do a highlight color, and so the difference in the paint is very stark, and so it doesn't look good. But then I just kind of work the gradient in between. It's just all about how much time you want to spend on that. Yeah, so if you're all about the painting, my personal recommendation for improving yourself as much as possible, it's good to kind of use washes and things at first as you kind of get used to it and understand some of shading and things like that, but you can rely on it a little bit too much. So my recommendation is, once you feel comfortable actually doing a bit more painting, is then to challenge yourself by painting without washes. Absolutely no washes. So the stuff I do without a wash. So That's what has probably improved my skills the most. So this is kind of like a classic bounty hunter from Necromunda. You can kind of, I was really happy with how he turned out, like in terms of the color contrasts, but there is no washes in this model. And that's one of the reasons why the color is so vibrant, because there is no wash on there. Washes can sometimes desaturate your models. And so learning to learning how to place your brush and things is a big part of it. And one of the things for that is photography. Photographing your miniatures before you paint them with the light shining on them, so you know where the light falls naturally, and you just use that as a thing to be able to use that to give you a reference. It's kind of works out quite nicely. Yeah. I mean, Nylon is great for doing that. There are some other kind of technical paints and things that you can get. Yeah, that's it. Like, to be honest, if you're just drowning it in a wash, it's not always going to fall in the right places. So you have to be a little bit more careful about where you place it. Yeah, that is the danger. They do really desaturate your models sometimes. But when you're starting out, it's the first thing that kind of informs you of depth. Because when you perhaps first paint a model, do I have my first ever model I painted lying around? I don't think I do. No, I don't. I sometimes have him lying around, and it was like basically painted without any kind of washes or anything like that. So everything looks terrible. There's no depth or anything or contrasts or anything in the model. Then I started learning how to use washes, and the washes kind of gave everything a little bit more depth, but nothing really popped. Once I decided that I wanted to do painting more of as a serious thing, then that's it. This is great. It's like a learning experience, and every mini you do, every single one you do from this point onwards will get better and better and better, and you'll one day look back on what you did where you were really proud of something and go, oh wow, that was really bad, but that's okay, because it's kind of fun to see that progress. It's good to see it. But I kind of got my drawer full of models that I've been working on. It's mostly just like all my Infinity models, and I'm really proud of how far I've come. So probably just maybe like a year and a half ago, I guess it was. But here was like a model I painted, and look, there's absolutely no contrast in it, really. It's kind of sucks. There's no the light values across this thing blend all together, and you can't really see anything stand out. So it's kind of like a bit of a sucky paint job. But when I painted it, I was pretty proud of it. When I first painted it, I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. But now I can look back on it with a bit more critical eye and was like, okay, I want to work on contrast. So the last year has pretty much been me focusing on contrast. And so that's why I get, like, for my blues, this kind of bright blue to the greens, like fading down into the dark to the light, and trying to work on all of that kind of stuff. It's fun. Oh, I constantly wish that, but that's again the thing that can drive you. I keep looking over here because I'm like looking at the chat, but the camera's there. But that's what drives you. Like, I'm still not happy with where I'm at. I want to be better. And that's what's going to drive you. And I was like, I'm going to get better. Right now, my thing that I'm doing with these guys, because their old backpacks have the little banner on the back, I'm trying my go at freehand. So I'm terrible at freehand. I cannot do it at all. Oh, cool. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. That would be very cool with orcs and Gretchens would be nice. Yeah. There's probably some good orcs in the Commandos set for something like that, I think. That would be kind of cool. But I'm having a go at freehand, and so this is Asmodai's backpack. I had a go at that yesterday, and I had a chance when my daughter fell asleep. I'm really bad at freehand, but it's kind of fun to do. I also had a go at doing Ezekiel's as well. And it needs a little bit of a touch up and things, but it's kind of got the thing there. I don't know how well that's going to set with, that's kind of roughly be what it looks like there. But I've got to shade the flag and things like that, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know. It's pretty off. Thank you very much, Squad of 5. You take care. Always a pleasure to see you. I'll catch you on the Discord as well. I'll try and update. I've got some photos I've got to throw up there as well. So it's always good to see everyone's progress and stuff. Be sure to put some stuff up there if you haven't already. I need to check my Discord more. But yeah. Where was I? I think that's okay. So, okay, we're going to up this to the next level. So I could use ivory, but I think I'm going to go with the ice yellow because the ice yellow just really pumps the oh, very nice. Yeah, like dioramas. That's something else I want to get into more of. I had a go at doing one diorama and it's pretty awful. So I'm going to be shaking the camera a little bit. I used some old Malifaux models I had, and this was my little diorama that I made called the Master. I did for the Reddit painting competition, and I just hit mid-table, which is my regular thing. I go for intermediate level, and I hit mid-table every time. So I'm kind of a bit frustrated with that. It's a bit... I don't like it. There's a lot wrong with that that diorama, but it was a good first diorama to play around with. I am considering making a diorama that you can hang off the wall, like almost like a three-dimensional poster. And I'm wondering to do it with perhaps Gundam, but doing like the Gundam painted up in like 40k colors and things. It'd be kind of fun to mess around with that kind of concept. Okay. Right, we're going to try and apply the next layer. This is where cloth is something that's still very difficult for me. Orcs and Imperial Guard, the two most expensive armies to collect and play with. I've got an Imperial Guard army, a fairly decently sized one in terms of numbers. I've got lots of ground troopers with a few tanks, not many tanks to be honest, mostly ground pounders. And they're kind of fun just because like you have like a squad. I used to run like a squad of 30 models, and then with the orders that they used to have, I'd end up rolling like 90 dice in a single attack. So yeah, so kill team's probably like what you really want to be doing. I really like the orc commandos that are in the set for kill team. I'm really tempted to just get them to be able to paint them up for just to sell. just so I get the chance to paint them. Okay, I'm liking how the cloak's looking. I'm kind of, this is almost going for, I didn't mean it, but it's kind of coming across as kind of almost like a comic book style paint scheme with very kind of large contrasts and things. I'm quite enjoying it. I've actually been interested because one of the things I don't like Warhammer for is the fact that you have to keep buying rule books again and again and again because they keep updating it, but they're not for free. Whereas other war games do kind of, they update theirs, but they keep everything free, so that you only have to buy the miniatures. And then if you want to support, you can buy a physical copy of their books and things. I just can't justify buying books for a game that I'm going to play maybe once a year. So I actually started looking into Grim Dark Future, which is a game by One Page Rules, which I lost my train of thought. Which it's kind of like a simplified version of 40k, and you can use 40k models. It's a kind of models agnostic game. So it kind of would hopefully scratch the itch of wanting to play with 40k stuff without having to invest heavily. There we go. Quite liking how this cloak is looking. I'm quite surprised. Okay. I think his cloak is looking pretty solid. So now let's do Asmodai. Oop. Don't know if my stream just died or not. I think I'm okay. Oh, good, good. It's just my monitor here, my online monitor is just gone. That's all. Okay. Phew. Yeah, there isn't any kind of solo play stuff on for GW. I guess perhaps their like Cursed City can be played solo as a solo campaign, as that's like a dungeon crawler, like the Warhammer Quest type stuff. I'm doing, because yeah, that's pretty much actually how I'm playing at the moment with a game called Infinity Defiance, which was a Kickstarter that I got, a dungeon crawler Kickstarter for the which is tied into the miniature game that I like to play. And I'm trying to do a video series on that on YouTube, but the editing for that is unbelievably long, just because I'm animating the entire series. And I've only been able to do the first 2 missions. The third mission's all been played and done. I've finished writing it. I'm in the middle of recording the audio and actually starting the editing process of that one as well. But I'm kind of changing up how I'm editing it a little bit to try and make it a little bit easier on me. But it costs me a lot of my consistency on YouTube to do those videos, but at the same time people seem to like it as well, so for the small audience that I have for it, it's kind of a fun editing process for me. But yeah, that's a good point. Space Station Zero, yeah, I haven't tried that one. Yep, my chat's gone funky. Okay, I think it's okay. I don't know. Maybe, no, it hasn't, because, yeah. Oops, not that one. Let's bring that one back. Hopefully that'll load back in. And we'll try that again. Okay, I've just switched off my monitor of the restream. Yeah, my chat box anyway, it seems to have just gone, so it's going to be hard for me to monitor both YouTube and Twitch. Don't know what's going on with that little chat thing there, but means I'm not going to be getting information from my YouTube. So, yeah, it's really odd. Something wrong with Restreamer, I would imagine. That's kind of a pain. Okay. Oh, a little bit I missed. Okay. That, I think I'm going to be calling it a night for myself tonight. So thank you very much for everyone that has joined me today. It's been a pleasure. My chat's just gone, so I can't actually see messages properly. I'm getting Twitch messages, but not YouTube stuff. So, oh well. But thank you very much. Zomcob, thank you very much. It was good. Glasky, thank you for having a chat on there. That kept me going. That was great. And I hope things get warmer for you so you can get painting again. Yeah. But take care. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.